That's weird. This set is weird. That's weird, weird, weird. Huh. Maybe I should have just stayed on the watching Matt. Matt was talking about some groovy things. I'm gonna have to look into that too. I'm gonna have to look into that. About I'm not understanding this. Okay. There we go. Hey Red Snapper, what's up? What's weird? Well, this guy with the beard. How you doing? I was sitting here I was about telling myself I was watching somebody else do a stream. A lot of times most of the time he streams earlier than at this point in the day. Like sometimes he'll be streaming, but he lives in Italy, I think. So his time is different. Like a lot of times I'll see him streaming. It'll be like 3 a.m. here, and he'll be streaming, but it'll be daylight there already. You know, like I know that because of where he's at. I guess. Oh, Red Snapper, how'd the other day go with you when you went to the pub? But I was watching Off Topic Show. That's who I was watching. He happened to be live, but I got up and scheduled this. I went out to the sign today, out to the stop sign. Matter of fact, I set my phone up and recorded about I don't know, I think about 20 seconds or a little bit of me. Like I set the phone down by the stop sign and stepped out so it could catch me with the sign that I wear around my neck and hold. And I actually just started uploading that as a short. Just I wanted to give people an idea of, you know, if you see what's going on and you actually see me standing there doing it, you'll know. Cocaine will do that. I haven't done that drug in a long time. I couldn't tell you. Probably the last time I probably did cocaine had been in North Carolina. Give me a second. You know, it's funny you brought that up, though. Oh. I never knew. It was, when I did it, well, I mean, like I said, see, I haven't lived in North Carolina in over 5 years. So it had to be sometime, probably, I think the last year, probably the last year and a half I lived there. At some point, I probably did some. I was doing a little bit of everything. I remember one time having, we got some crack, which is cocaine anyway, but we broke it down because we were doing, I don't want to be talking about anything that seems like I'm glorifying it, but since drugs have been brought up, I'm just kind of talking about it. But I've seen somebody else pop in here. But, so, full disclosure, if I am talking about my drug use from the past, you know, that's my life. That's just part of it. And I wasn't saying that to you, Red Snapper. I'm saying that to anybody else that watches. Like, somebody else was trying to tune in here for a second. But what I was going to say is I experienced some of the work. When I was doing cocaine a lot, yes, it kept my equilibrium off. You know what I mean? Like the come down just wasn't. It was such a hard come down. I would be miserable for days on end. You know, until I either got some more or just, you know, finally got enough days behind me of not doing it. Okay, keep talking. No worries. Yeah, I was just sharing with you because you mentioned that I asked how your night went because you left and went to the pub, but I did see that you came in. It looked like you might have been. I don't know if you were at the pub when you were commenting on some of the posts I made on X, and I was thinking, well, hell, he might be in the pub right now, just checking X out, because maybe the pub wasn't happening. But yeah, so I was doing a lot of that. What I was saying is we broke it down. We were using a needle at the time, and I was doing so we were taking vinegar and breaking down the rock. But that's not something that Gray Cloud likes to really. I don't mind talking about anything really, but I do want to make it clear to anybody that I don't want people for the first time coming to my channel and that's what they see me talking about. So I don't do a lot of talking about the drugs and stuff, which that's nothing wrong with it, because I do still smoke green. I smoke marijuana. And I fumbled yesterday. I went and bought me a drink, and then I paid for it. Basically, I don't know why I decided to do that after it had been over 2 weeks. Something entered my brain. I acted upon it. I went and got a couple cans, and then, like I said, I paid for it. By the end at sometime yesterday afternoon, I got a little sick, and it wasn't fun. And so I was like, yeah, I think my body was telling me, look, man, you've been doing good. Why did you do this? Well, I only had no, I didn't keep drinking. I think about midday yesterday, I got them. I got like 2 or 3, the tall cans. And then just 3 24s. But they were really heavy ones, like high content alcohol. So I'm just trying to be like, if anybody, somebody else is trying to watch, they're cutting in and out. So I see that you've been consistently here, but I'm trying to just stress that I know that none of the viewers and nobody that's subscribing is holding me to the fire about it. But this is something that I personally, and we talked about this the other day, because you asked me if doing some of the substances and stuff led me to living on the streets and everything, and I said no. Usually, now I lived on the streets just because I didn't want to listen to whoever I was. You know what I mean? Being bullheaded when I was young, 20-something years old. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to follow your rules. So I'm just going to go out and live however I want to live. And so then you wind up on the streets and you learn the hard way. But, I got to say this. Some of the times that I've been living in the woods, in the tents, or under a bridge or wherever, I've had some of the most beautiful moments in my life during those times. No, well, the trick was this, Red Snapper, the trick was all I had was what I had money-wise. And once I spent it and then consumed it, I didn't, by the time yesterday afternoon that I got a little sick and because I hadn't really ate. I went, got that, didn't really eat. Then I got a little sick, and because it was just all liquid. So, but I was broke at that point, and at that point I wasn't feeling like holding those. You know what I mean? I didn't hold a sign yesterday or anything. I just happened to have some money still from the day before, or actually from Saturday. you know, Saturday I'd done pretty good, and I was still holding on to my money. And then yesterday, for whatever reason, I decided to. I just like to be an open book with people, like especially people that come to the channel. And I get a lot of people say that they. Well, you weren't here the other day, but I was talking to somebody in the chat. Might have been yesterday or the day before, but I was talking about. I feel like not that the channel's huge or anything, but we are growing. And I do have that second channel too. And I noticed I gained another subscriber today. I'm almost to 50 subscribers on Greycloudyday Thoughts. Which reminds me, I kind of need to do a video for that over there. Like, I need to kind of think of something to talk about. I've been wanting to, I've got this cool book that I'm wanting to share in videos on Greycloudyday Thoughts. Give me a second here. I'm going to pull it out and show it to you. Now, it might reverse the, I'm going to try to share this book in segments on, for the Greycloudyday Thoughts. It's something, I just haven't worked it up yet and figured out how I'm going to do it, but it's something called psychology. And I can't remember where I picked this up at, but apparently it's got this thing here, publisher's note, or spyology is what it, not psychology, but spyology. Oh, this channel is the main channel. This is the one that, I mean, it makes sense for me to put more energy into this channel because I do have over 1,000 subscribers now. So, but if you missed why I have a second channel, the reason was, now I don't know if I explained this the other day, but what I was going to show you, I'm just thinking of ideas because I want to, with the second channel, that's where I will do videos eventually discussing like a comic book or even a movie I've watched or stuff like that. Any kind of, and then a few people have suggested some different topics that I've briefly covered. And so I'm not like trying to grow that channel real fast. I figure let it do its thing, let it organically grow, and I'll just figure out. I want to make sure that I don't want to have too similar content. So I want to do for Greycloudyday Thoughts as we go into 2025. Eventually, you should see some videos of me discussing some pop culture stuff and some other things currently in the news. But the reason I started Greycloudyday Thoughts is that I did get a strike. And you might have been in the chat the other day, but I've talked about this a couple of times. I got a strike because one time I made a short and I used an image that had, it was divided into 4, and it had an image of mushrooms, LSD, DMT, and ayahuasca or whatever. And so when I made the short, and then I made a video of my face and I'm going, ugh, and then behind me, that popped up. The artificial intelligence read it as I was trying to promote drug use. So how was I going to argue with that? I could have tried to say, hey, I wasn't trying to promote drugs and blah, 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 blah. Now, would they have took the strike away? I don't know. But when I did the reading, it said that after 90 days, if you don't get 3 strikes in 90 days, you're good. So like that one strike after 90 days disappeared. So I know better now. So I created a second channel at that time, I created the second channel so that I could continue like letting people know what was going on. Cause when I got that strike, I couldn't upload for a week, and I couldn't I couldn't let people know really what was going on. Yeah, I know. If I had put a disclaimer on it, see, I'm still like, even though I've been doing this a few years, it's not like I know a lot of this. It's just, I understood why the AI would pick it up that way. All it noticed was the imagery. And all it was seeing was, it sees I made it a short, like a little so many seconds short, but I'm going, "Ugh," and then behind me you see the image. It picked that up. Then there was one time I uploaded a short of me smoking, and they didn't strike me, but they age restricted it. AI caught it and said that was promoting. So I'm being cautious. But this is going to be something that I want to go through. I'm going to figure it out. In the next few weeks, I just haven't really sat down. I want to look at this book on my own and kind of like look through it. And then I'm going to eventually start a video, like a series over there where maybe once a week or twice a week, I go through a couple pages of this where I'm read the information that's on the page and then show the pictures, and stuff like that. But, and also I'm going to use Great Cloud Thoughts to talk about, okay, so that's why you're so cagey about talking about. Well, that's really not it. I've never not been open about talking about it. It's just that I'm aware of that. The main thing I'm trying to think of, but I still do it, is I try to I don't know if I should be smoking on camera, or they might, once this goes up public, they might see that, the AI pick it up and then age restrict it or something, which I should probably age restrict all the chats. But I think that depending on what time of day it is, and as long as we're not having any really vulgar type of conversation, that if someone says, let's say somebody was a little young, as long as the subject matter wasn't anything bad, then I don't particularly care. But I don't want somebody to be too young and be in the chat, and then there's some kind of an adult conversation going on and we don't know it, because that could be a bad thing. I don't have it set that way, but I don't ever put my videos to be made. It gives you the option. It says, "Is this made for children?" And I always say no. Even though I don't really, if you'll notice my videos and stuff, I don't cuss much. I don't really, and I'm not usually talking about anything that would be inappropriate, but I never upload them to be directed toward because I'm not trying to do that. It's just that last year when I first started doing live streams, there was a couple of people that I didn't know. They were young, and I'd made them moderators and stuff. And then when they told me, I was like, okay, now you might not need to tell this to everybody, because people are weird, man. Even if I am not doing anything wrong and don't have any bad intentions towards anybody, I can see how people would misperceive that. You let somebody younger be in someone's chat that's older, all it takes is some stupid person making some dumb story up, and before you know it, you're being looked at for something you didn't do or some false rumors. It's crazy with the world we live in. You know what I mean? I've seen people go through hell for a lot less just by just being nice to somebody, and then later said person makes up some bullshit or something, and it ain't, I had that happen in my life with adults. Anyway, I hope I ain't boring you. We see, I don't know how, so I guess my channel, I always make the videos that it's intended not to be viewed by, but I don't ever age restrict them, because there's nothing I've really put up that is Now, if I was talking about something, like let's say I do a video on something pretty graphic, then I think you might, like if I had some, let's say a year from now, I have a nice laptop and all that, and I'm going to do right, yeah, false accusation. That's what I'm saying. Like, here I am online and stuff. All it would take is just someone get their butt hurt over something stupid and then report, people could report you about anything. So like as you get a little bit of notoriety on like online, you got to be weird. You got to be knowledgeable about that. I mean, I have to be like last year, my Facebook and Instagram were hacked and so I couldn't ever get back in my accounts. They changed the email and then they were trying to scam people that I knew, actual people I knew and talked to. They were like hitting them up in their messenger and stuff and trying to get money out of them. And then one person actually, I think somebody sent them $20 and then they thought it was me. And then they were mad at me. And I didn't even know. Like I was like, look, dude, my shit got hacked. And I made a video about it. I made 2 videos to let anybody know, like, I didn't have every person that I was in contact with online there. I didn't have personal contacts to all of them, but the people I did, I tried to reach out to. Like some people, I had their phone numbers and I was like, hey, my shit got hacked. So I'm just letting you know. And then like by the end of that day, there was a couple of people already told me that they'd someone tried to scam them. I probably don't need to be drinking this coffee, but yeah, that was last year. That was on and I'd actually not had I had not had a Facebook account for like over 2 years, Instagram or Facebook, and I didn't really care to go back, but I just went in and saw if I could recreate a new account if it was possible, and I did, and then started off with Instagram, and then I eventually I mainly did it to promote the channel, but be honest with you, Facebook wasn't really. I didn't really gain much view or subscribers from Facebook. There's a few people I actually personally knew that subscribed or whatever, but they don't really. I'm glad it happened. I'm not glad I got hacked because that means, there's still an account under Greycloudyday on there that's, they can post. Well, now I think they took the accounts down at some point because I did get an email because they thought it was still me. Anyway, I don't know how they do. I just hope that I hope that really don't transpire again. That's why that day on X, that person that was trying to. Remember that day that I was talking about someone was trying to tell me that they had mass flagged me or something on X and all this other stuff. And then they wanted me to go to Discord to try to talk to a representative of X. And that don't make any sense. So I figured it out. But I thought, man, I don't know how they do that because somehow they were able to get in there and change the email to where I couldn't even get back in. And I never did go through the process of trying to figure out how to get my account back or prove to them that this happened just because, like I said, Facebook I didn't really like it and I hadn't been there in 2 years. Now, Instagram, I had quite a few people on Instagram that I do like and would like to be able to connect with that we don't happen to have personal information. So there's some people that I wouldn't know how to get in touch with them now. So I meant to ask you the other day, what kind of work are you into or do? Like, like I didn't know. I think we were talking about me the other day. Like I was talking about I'm on disability. Like I get like a monthly. Oh, the first time I've had several Facebook accounts. I had, you know what I mean? I got on Facebook years ago. Like, usually what would happen, the reason a lot of times, either I would forget, which reminds me, that's something I need to, but I don't remember. I remember like in the first few years of it being in existence, at some point I created an account way before I ever went by Greycloud, and then there was a couple of accounts under under my legal name. But usually, what would happen was, okay, you work in the office of a bank. I was just curious because we talked the other day about what like I was saying, I draw a monthly like disability, and that's why sometimes, sometimes those last few days before the next check comes in, when you're trying to, it's just crazy trying to stretch one whole check for an entire month when you get it all at one time. It's hard to do sometimes, even if you don't have any vices. Like even if I didn't have any kind of like extracurricular expenses, and it was all like I still wouldn't. But I get out and do what I have to do sometimes. Now, if like if I knew some people that had like a little bit of work around their yard or something to do, and they could put me to doing something for a couple of hours like that and make money, I would do that just as well. I have to be. I have done stuff before for people. Yeah, I have Medicare, which is because I'm on disability. It's like the government insurance. But then I got an incentive plan, which gives me a little extra boost. But there is still out of pocket expenses. So it's not like, but the fact that I have it, I can get into when I go to the hospital, because I have insurance, it usually there's less complications. They see that you got insurance, they're going to get you back there sooner. Usually you're going to get seen, even if you don't have it, you still get seen, but it's a plus to have it, even if you don't pay it all. Oh, but I don't use it a lot, other than just checkups. And then if like I need to be seeing about scheduling an appointment with my doctor for the cyst on my back. This thing's stopped leaking, and it'll just, once it seals up, it'll fill back up. It'll bust again if I don't get. I need him to cut in there and lance it, cut it out. Thanks for being here, though. Here I am again, looking at. It's like I've been going for about 30 minutes here, and to me in my mind, I feel like we've been talking for an hour. Apparently, right before I went live, I was seeing like I said, I was watching Matt from Off Topic Show. He was doing a live stream. So apparently, I haven't had time to look it up or see anything about it. But you know how Trump pardoned the January 6th people? Well, apparently there was one of them that's just got out of jail in this past week or whatever, pardoned, got pulled over yesterday, whatever state he's in, and ended up getting shot by a cop. Yeah, like I'm just sitting here BSing, you're asking me questions and I'm just kind of talking like it. If you were right here in front of me and we were chit-chatting, it'd be the same, it'd be like, that's what I look at these, I view these live streams like that, like today I'm sitting in the living room. I think the lighting is better in here. I don't have no lighting on, but I have the sun's coming through over there, and it seems to be making the image better. When I'm in my bedroom, the lighting I have in my you're joking. What do you mean joking? Yeah, because Matt, off topic show, he that's what he does is cover the different news and stuff that's just coming. And so he was having a live stream and they were like looking at some of his old shows and stuff. But he happened to bring that up before I got off of there and went live. Now, he hadn't done all the research because he said, but he was reading a little bit about it to us that, and I think the guy got shot in the head, but apparently he's still alive, but it injured him. I'm just going by what he was just finding out or just found out. So the guy was being pulled over by, like I said, he had been in prison. He was a January 6th guy that had been at the Capitol or whatever back all that mess. So he'd been in jail and all that, just got pardoned, is out and about in his truck. But what Matt read said something about like he had a gun on him, but it didn't say anything about whether, we don't know if it was, whether he was legally able to be carrying or not. Because if he was pardoned, that means he's not a felon unless he already had another. I wonder if that's who he's talking about. Maybe he did say it was fatally. I was thinking, see, this all just kind of came about. I guess it's just now surfacing. That could be what he was talking about. Yeah, that could be. I'm trying to remember because when he was reading it, I think that he read fatally shot or fatally wounded. So that would mean the guy died. And it did say he was shot in the head. But I'm trying to remember if that's the state. Because it could be a different person. Wouldn't that be weird if it was that would be strange if a second one, if that one happened and then what I just heard about, maybe I'm just behind. Because it sounds like you know more about it than I do. But apparently, I think the guy had a gun on him, but he was probably able to carry anyway. But also, Matt said he don't know for sure. He was trying to find out. That's who he's talking about then. Yeah, because the guy was 42. You're looking it up right now, aren't you? Okay, then he is dead. So that really sucks. I mean, he just got pardoned, got out of prison, like had to go through all that horse shit. Just out of prison for a few days, loving life again, driving down the fucking road, get pulled over. He probably was freaked out, like, I don't want to go back to jail. But that's still, you don't need to, I don't know. Hopefully more details will come out. Thanks for looking this up for me, Red Snapper. That's cool. I appreciate that. So that is what we're talking about. Because Matt did read the guy's age, because Matt said he's 39, 38 or 39. Matt, I'm talking about Matthew, the Matt from the off-topic show, but I didn't know the guy's name, and he probably read it. But I remember Matt on off-topic read the age, and he's like, look, guys, I'm only 38 or 39. So this guy's only a few years older than me. And he had a little bit of information that the guy supposedly might have had a gram of weed on him. So there's a speculation that if that's true, was the guy freaking out like, oh my God, I've got weed on me. Oh, I don't want to go back to jail. He gave him some lip. Some kind of altercation took place. And like you said, like there was a scuffle and a gun went off. So talk about luck. I don't believe in luck, but that's some pretty crappy, that would suck. To be falsely imprisoned over something that you didn't like, because most of the people from the January 6th riot, supposed riot, were all, most of them were peaceful. There was very few of them that actually did anything very violent. And, so you had a large portion of people that were in for really nothing. Give me a second. I seen a. Oh. Okay. But yeah. Hey, thanks. That's cool, man. That's cool that you looked that up for me, or was able to. I don't know if you'd already known it, or if that's something you would. See, Matt, that makes sense, because if that happened Sunday, it's just now Tuesday, so the news is just kind of surfacing. Like, I'm sure there was something about it on Sunday or Sunday. I don't know, whatever time it happened. At some point before Monday, we probably. But I'd say there might be some, like the mainstream news has probably not covered it too much. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. I learn a lot of my news through people like Matt from Off Topic, or I watch Redacted some. They do a lot of good, like independent type news stuff. There's several people I watch to get a little bit of information about things going on. Okay, let's see here. Trying to figure out if we've okay. There for a second and it dropped to 0, so I didn't know if maybe But I'm figuring even when let's say everybody, yeah, I can play the drums. I just don't have a drum set. But I ordered these drumsticks last year, and I've been just kind of. Just for fun, I use the bucket to practice with, and just kind of like. Oh, I had no reason to be sorry. It's just that I don't even know why I pay attention to it, because sometimes it'll show me nobody's watching, but I'll see somebody typing something in the chat, and I just figure that's just the way it reads. Like sometimes it's just going to be jumpy that way. But there's been up to 3 people here at any, like you've been consistently here, and then there's been 2 other people in and out that have not yet. They've been watching and then cutting out and not saying anything. So. I'm trying to get used to the fact that, that's what, when people, like when I tune into someone doing a live stream, that's kind of, some people stream without showing themselves, and then some people have no problem being in front of the camera. Me, myself, I like to be more personal. Like even though we're not in front of each other, you're able to see me, you see what I look like, you see my body language, how I carry myself, especially in a live stream, it's like I'm not recording this. This is like real deal time right now. No, not yet. Now, last year, there was a time or two, well, there was a few live streams. There was a period of time last year before I had an incident with my phone, and then I was not able to stream for a few weeks and everything. And then it was like I had a few months of the only way I could stream was from my hotspot and stuff. So it was like weird. I didn't stream a lot. But when I first started and I was doing it like I am now, like sometimes early in the day, sometimes early in the day, then later in the day, and then even in the evening, there was a few times, yeah. And I'd have to have, that's when I learned how to make someone a moderator. I also learned how to do it myself, like if I needed to mute somebody or time someone out. And and what would happen, there was a couple of streams that got up to where we had like maybe 20 something or more people. And that would be like on a Friday night or Saturday night. So let's say there's 20 people there. For the most part, everybody was being cordial. Everybody was having fun. Then you get some jackass come in there and spamming, like just saying the same thing over and over and over 15, 20 times. So then we would mute them. Like you'd put them in timeout. You let them come back. If they start again, you know, okay, boot them out of the chat. So fortunately, I've not had too much of it. Now, what was funny is there was sometimes after those type of things happened, a few of the people that I made moderators, there would be sometimes someone would make a joke to me, and I knew that they were, I knew it was a joke, but it was a pretty like rude joke. So my moderator would hold the message and like want me to see it before I would let it be seen. And I'd have to be like, oh, hey guys, y'all can let that message be seen. You don't have to, you know, they're just messing around. They're not, I can take a joke. The main thing that I'm worried about is I don't want people coming in here and being rude to the other people in the chat. Like if that ever happens, that's where, you know, like that would be, to me, that draws a line. Like let's say if you have 2 or 3 other people come in here and there's some subject that's brought up and you have a difference in opinion that you state, but then you got some other jackass that wants to argue with you in the chat, well, that's not the time and place. Like if you can't be cordial, I think you get what I'm saying. Respect each other. And if someone's coming at me, like, if it's not like too bad, I can take it. Or I want to think I can. I'm trying to learn to have tough skin because it will happen. Because I can only imagine, like, you know, the more people that you get into a stream, there's people that just, that's what they get a kick out of. They like to go and find people streaming and go into the chat and stir up some kind of mess. I'm trying to, if that kind of happens, the best thing I figure I can do is ignore. Like if something's like somebody's trying to get at me, I might be able to see it, but just don't pay attention to it. If I see that someone's just being a troll, let them be a troll. And then if they take it too far where they're being rude to other people, then I carried on a little too far about that, didn't I? You know, I think I might have had to block one person over the whole span of the time, and I don't even know how you do that. I didn't know I could do that until I was given an option, and then I don't remember how to do it. So if I ever had any trouble again with an account or something, I wouldn't know how to like do that. Now I know how to keep them out of the chat. So I'm going to sing for a second. Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? Who would I say it to? Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? Who would I say it to? I played it a little too fast right there. Biddy's out in the yard with a can. She got some kind of can out of someone's trash. I can see out the window here. Rich Snapper, I was trying to remember if you I was trying to remember when I first followed you, if you're associated. I can't remember if your profile says anything about comic books or anything. I was thinking that sometimes you've posted a few things. I was thinking that you somehow know about Comicscape, but I could be wrong. For some reason, I was thinking you do. The dogs are fine. That's what I was talking about when I was just sitting here playing there for a second. I can see out the window. And old Biddy, the other female, she's got outside in the yard, she's got a can, like a little tin can that something was in. She's been into someone's garbage got strode out or something. She's pulled her a can to mess with. She's in there licking. And then, okay. See, I don't know. You'll have to forgive me about, for some reason I thought that, because I just recently started following your account. So, in the past few weeks, we followed each other. And I don't know if you followed me first or if I followed you, but I just remember finding your account, like the picture and the fish and everything. I really liked that. And then there was a few things that you posted were cool. But I just I couldn't remember. No big deal. The only reason I asked is because I was trying to see how we might have stumbled across each other. But some of the same people, like some of the accounts I follow are comic book related or like independent comic book artists. But some of them like don't just post about comics either. They have a lot of different other. And I don't have a huge collection or anything. I used to years ago. Matter of fact, I ain't bought nothing comic-wise in quite a bit of time now. I'm hoping in the next few months to get some things straightened out. Like I got some stuff I need to take care of financially in the next month or two. If I can, I'm hoping to get the dog worked on, this other dog. So like I'm not planning, I'm going to try to reserve myself this coming, for one, I'm going to still be working on the no alcohol, even though I messed up a little. Every time I ever choose to go back and get me, I always see why it's best for me not to do it. So I just try, that's the way I try to stick is just, I like myself better that way. But there's always going to be those days. But little big girl, the mama dog's in there with the puppies right now. Oh. Do you feel like with a name like Red Snapper, did you just choose that? Or I was wondering, did you like fishing? I mean, that would be like, maybe you just like fish in general. But I was thinking, after I remember after following you, I was like, I wonder if they like fishing. I didn't really have much intention on, or I really didn't know how long. Okay. I was checking a message there for a second. Oh, that reminds me too. I was also checking the time. I've got to call. I got to keep up with. I don't need to get it. I don't need to let it get too late. I need to call the doctor and reschedule an appointment. I have an appointment tomorrow, but David, my friend that does give me rides and stuff, he's going to be busy on his own tomorrow, like doing he's got to go for an hour of like some kind of heart test, like a certain test, because they've been working on doing stuff with his heart. Oh, okay. Cooked a red snapper. I just was curious. But yeah, David is going to be, he's got to have, he's got to go see, it's some kind of therapy for his heart. Like they do all these, make him do this physical stuff and breathe while he's doing it and everything. So he'd be busy with that. And then there's a public transportation I could have called and set up in a ride, but it's too late for that, so I can't use them. And I didn't really want to use them because if you do, they come like 2 hours before they would have been here at 6:30 in the morning. And I would have been gone over half the day. Like when I have an appointment, I like if I can get somebody to take me. Okay. Yeah, have you changed the names over the years? So that was interesting though about the guy that just had been pardoned and he just got shot on Sunday. That kind of sucks. I really appreciate you looking that stuff up and sharing it. And there was something else that I think he mentioned. There was another news thing that was kind of weird. And I'm forgetting what it was. There was something, I had an idea of another thing to bring up in the, but I kind of like, that slipped my mind because after I heard about that guy getting shot, that was the main thing on my mind thinking, well, that'd be something to bring up, talking about. Oh, but yeah, now that I think about it, I'll probably stay on here for a little while longer, like anywhere from another 20 or 30 minutes. We're almost at an hour. I figured if you're not doing much anything, you're not, and you're here, then that's the whole point. It'd be real cool if like, like if although I never used it a whole lot, but like video calling is pretty cool. Like occasionally I've made some calls and talked to people like, video chat, and it's pretty cool. Especially just it makes it feel like different, Even though I can't see you. My favorite channels here, Off Topic Show, and I've only been following him for so many months, but I really dig him. I like the way I like his videos. And of course, when I do catch him live, I really enjoy his lives too. Sometimes, like today, he kind of had an order to it where they were watching they were listening to an interview that he just did with some band that ain't up yet. And then they were doing something else. But like during that time, he was talking about certain news topics. Who else do I watch? I'm trying to think. There's a channel that I watch a lot. He don't do a lot of videos anymore. He does just streaming mostly. But Ethan Van Sciver's channel, Comic Book Artist Pro Secrets or something like that. And like, he's funny. So like, like he does a lot of commentary on his streams. Like they'll pull up other channels, videos and stuff. And sometimes he'll be poking fun at people and stuff like that. Or just like reviewing something, It's just, he's got a personality about him I like. You got me thinking. I'm trying to think who else. Like I got a lot of like I'm subscribed to like a lot of channels. I don't necessarily watch them that much, all of them, because you can't. There's so many different things to watch. But I'm just thinking about every few months I kind of switch it up. Like I'll kind of go through cycles. There's several skateboarding channels I really like YouTube skateboarders. There's a couple of actual skateboarding companies I follow, and I like watching some of their short clips or 10 to 15 minute skateboarding videos. Couldn't really name them right this minute. Well, there's one skater, Dan Corrigan. I like him. He does more of a kind of like video vlog every day where they go to different skate parks and stuff. I like that. But see, like I'll go through cycles where like I might not watch anything skating wise for a while, and then all of a sudden something will pop up in my feed, and because I do check it out, then I'll start seeing them again, and I'll start watching them. Same with like I like some of those channels that do like there's some drumming channels that are really cool. I like to watch different drumming channels, especially when it's a drummer that's just hearing like a certain style of music for the first time. Like they'll say you got a jazz drummer. I've come across some videos where it's a drummer that's necessarily that's not their particular style, but they're going to try listening to this song for the first time and then see if they can play it, you know, and those are cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think of also there's what else do I like? There's a metal channel that I've been watching quite a bit the past few months. This guy, I think the channel's called Dead by Dog, like DAWG, and he owns like a independent distribution / record label, you know, for like underground metal and punk and stuff like that. But he does little 20-minute videos where he reads questions that people send in to him. I think he's pretty cool. Like, he seems like he'd probably be a straight up dude. Like, if you were to meet him, you might, depending on the type of person you are, you might think he's an asshole. But I think he's probably just a straightforward person. That's what he comes across to me. Like he's gonna. I get the sense that the way he's acting on camera is exactly how you're gonna get him in. Like if you met him in real life, that he's not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Because like in his videos, he don't sugarcoat anything. He talks however he wants to talk, and you know. It's funny though. Some of the takes he has on some of the music and stuff is like funny. There's a couple channels I watch that are like off grid living too. There's one frugal off grid. He's pretty cool. I don't get to watch everything, of course. But I like watching him and catching, every so often I'll catch up with a few of his videos and see where he's at. He's been out there homesteading. I caught a video of his the other day and he was talking about, he'd been on this property, I guess, about 5 years now. And he was talking about from the time he started to where he's at now. And like he's in the process of actually building his own house and everything on the property now. There's another off-grid guy that I watched that I haven't watched his videos in a while, but he still pops up. Something Tiny Home, but he always uses like he's like an older dude, probably closer to 60 or something. I don't remember exactly how old he is, but I've been he titles a lot of his videos catchy titles that aren't, sometimes it'll be a title that has nothing to do with what the video is about. It's like he'll get people's attention by the title and then they come in to see it and it's like, it's pretty funny. But he's a real dude. I'm trying to remember, his is I want to say his is off-grid living in a tiny home or tiny home. Anyway, you know, it's like, I know the channel when I see it and the names are in my head, but I can't seem to call them out right now. Yeah, off-grid, because I've always wanted to do that style of living. Like, I wished, matter of fact, there was someone in the chat the other day. I was hoping that we might see them back sometime soon. A person that goes by the name of Blackbird, she said she's an older lady. I don't remember where she said she's living, but she was blessed to have 25 acres. And she was sharing with us about having a heart attack and stuff. Oh, you know who you're talking about, Ed? Blackbird. Anyway, yeah. Well, there was someone Blackbird was in the chat the other day, and she was sharing with us that she recently, like last year, she had a heart attack and some stuff go on or something. She's had heart surgery, but I think she said in December she started. She moved out there on her property. She got like 25 acres. She was blessed to have 25 acres. I don't know if she got that inherited or what. She didn't explain all that. Oh, okay. You know what we're talking about. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you were talking about, Ed. Yeah, you're talking about the guy that got shot. Yeah, that was just something like I'd shared earlier, like right before I came on, I was watching the Off Topic show, and a dude had just discovered that news and shared it. I almost didn't go live because he was live, and I really enjoy his lives. But I was like, I already scheduled it. Like I had scheduled it for 12:10, and then I was like, I rescheduled it. It's good to see you here, Ed. Good to see you here. Yeah, Red Snapper was kind enough he actually looked up the information. I brought up the topic about the guy getting shot. He looked it up and was able to share it in the chat with me for us. Our neighbors called the inspector on me. Oh, Illinois. I know who you're talking about. Ed, give me a second here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now I'm on the same page with you, Ed. I thought you were talking about something previous that we were talking about, but now I'm catching up. Yeah, the dude, like some of his titles will be like that. Yeah. But he's a really cool dude. Ed's talking about the guy, Red Snapper. Ed's talking about the channel I was talking about, the Off Grid channel. He knows who I'm talking about. Hey, what's up? How do I do? Hold on. Hold on. Goodness gracious. I didn't mean to hide that. Is there a way for me to? Oh, okay, see you, Red Snapper. Hey, Lakira Barb, spiritual mom. Hold on a second. You can put that back up. I don't know how I took that down. Yeah, he has a white pickup truck, Ed. I'm just having trouble remembering the exact title of his. You know what I mean? I'm having trouble. Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. He built a tiny house on a tiny frame. He has his own well. Yeah, yeah, man. Really cool. Like I haven't watched a video in a lot. It's probably been a few weeks, but he still pop. Like I watch him frequently enough that he still pops up. Like if I go to my, he won't always pop up in my main feed, but if I go to my actual subscription feed, usually I'll see his videos. And every so often I go through phases. And hey, like Christ Barb, spiritual mom too. I did not mean to take that down. I don't know how I did that. But I made you I went ahead and made her a moderator because I was thinking she was trying to promote her channel, but I went to look at it and it looks like it ain't a. But anyway, who? Yeah, tiny house, off grid living. That's it. So I knew it had something tiny house in it. Yeah, because so he's from Illinois, but they live in Missouri, I think, don't they? Isn't that where I was thinking that's where they're at. That's where he bought the land and stuff. That's what I thought anyway. I thought he was like, I could be wrong. He's done real well for himself, though, I think. I don't know if she wanted to be a moderator or not, but. And I don't know if she's still here or not. So I'm not going to worry about it. So, Ed, how are you doing today, man? Me personally, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, yeah, 60, yeah. I think it's cool, like some of the way he titled, like those titles he makes, usually whatever's in the title, it is somewhere in the video. It'll usually come up in the video, but sometimes you'll have to wait till halfway through it or almost the end of the video before he actually gets to why he titled it that way. It's like, you see the title and you're like, okay, is he being for real or is he not? And usually he gets to it and you realize, okay, he's not lying, but it's not necessarily the way it read. I'm glad you're doing good, man. I'm just bored. Like, I'm trying to figure out why. So we had somebody here, and I like how she put that there. I don't know, but I think she disappeared. So, because I accidentally took her message down, and then I think it's back up, but I guess I shouldn't worry about that. My focus should be on who is in front of me that is here that I do know is talking. I'm just, I got to be mindful too, though. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Yeah. What I was saying is I got to remember that I had an appointment tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to make it. So I'm going to have to, I want to call today. And, like I got to make sure I'm keeping up with the time. I still got a few hours before it'd be too late. So like once I'm trying to make a mental note that whenever I end the stream, that should probably be the next thing I do is like after we're done here and I go off of here, get on the phone and call down there and tell them I need to cancel tomorrow. The only thing that sucks is it's just a checkup, and that doctor's always filled up. So it'll probably put the next appointment, they'll probably reschedule. It'll be like several weeks out again. But, it's not like, it wasn't like one where it ain't nothing about my back or anything. I need to see somebody about my back. So, Ed, what I thought you was talking about is earlier we were talking about that there was somebody that, Trump just pardoned all them January 6 people, but there was one that got shot by a cop on Sunday. And when you came in, I thought you had seen that and was talking about that you knew, but you came in where I was talking about dude and his channel, and it took me a second to figure that out. And I'm just enjoying being able to do these lives. I really dig it when some of you guys show up and we just sit and interact and talk, you know. I mean, I'm talking, but like if you had, if you were sitting right here in front of me, it'd be the same. I'd be able to hear you and everything, but yeah, tiny house off grid living. You remember, I think it was like a year or year and a half. I remember when he had his son-in-law, they had his son-in-law, like her son, living there on the property with them, and it didn't work out. It worked out for a while, but it like, the guy wasn't used to living like that. And they had, because they were having to rig up things for him to have an air conditioner and to have things that they don't even use themselves. But that guy, you know, he was going to work and stuff. I just remember that was a period of videos that I did enjoy watching him talk about some of the disagreements and stuff they had sometimes. While I'm thinking about it, if you hit that like button, I appreciate it. I know it seems like kind of weird to say that. I don't do that a lot. Yeah, he lived in that, in the camper thing. I don't remember. He was there for a little while, though. They were, well, it's just, I was just thinking about the different things that's went on that channel. Oh, Ed, the person that left a minute ago, Red Snapper, interesting thing about them, they live over, when they came to a chat this past week, and I was talking about ley lines, I was talking about portals, things like that. And he was like, yeah, I know what ley lines are because I live like 20 minutes from Stonehenge. So I thought that was interesting. It's just cool. Like, there's a lot of people, you know, that I've met just through this channel alone that are from different, not just from different parts of the country, but all, you know, other parts of the world. And that's pretty cool. So you got him. Well, I think that's a him, but Red Snapper. But I think that'd be pretty cool to grow up or be living like a 20-minute drive from where Stonehenge is. Probably some weird, you know. I remember you saying you're in Florida. Isn't that right, Ed? I think you were in the chat this past week when Tomcat was here, if I remember. I think Tomcat was in the chat for a minute. You were in the chat, maybe. And maybe Tom wasn't there. But when Florida was brought up, I remember because Tomcat's in Florida too, so I didn't know. Are you talking about from Hungary? There's a guy from Hungary that there's a guy from Hungary, Zabizep. I believe that's what we call him. Wildwood. That's a pretty cool name, Wildwood. I'm wondering if you're talking about, because I'm not remembering a specific person telling me that they were from Romania. There's a guy that catches me when, like, if I go live in the mornings sometimes, like he's came in a couple of times in the past few weeks because I happened to go live, like, say at 10 o'clock in the morning. And at 10 o'clock in the morning here, where he's at, it'll be like the afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, he was in a chat just the other day, matter of fact, for a little while. That's the guy that a few weeks ago, several weeks back, I had debated on whether I was going to go live. And then when I went live, it was that morning. he came in. He was the first person there, and he wasn't feeling good. And I was like, "What's wrong?" His grandmother had passed and stuff. So like that was a good feeling because I think that was around the time that I was starting to question of, is this is what I do here worth my time? And I was given an answer. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was debating on just being self-conscious, like wanting to, like a little bit of self-doubt. And there's nothing wrong with a little self-doubt sometimes because I think it makes us stronger. Like every time I start questioning myself, things start like the universe has a way of showing it why I shouldn't be thinking that way. You know what I mean? Uh, like today it was I was blessed today with some good interaction, a little bit of time. I went outside today. Uh, I just had to pause for a second there for a second. I'm kind of like regrouping, thinking about what the next step is in the day. It's like since I've been back on this pattern where I'm doing my days, oh geez, Jesus. So you live next to all that? Is that what you're saying? Or that's about to be happening? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is this so you're near all this now? Or this is something that's coming? That's crazy. So a lot of construction and yeah, 5,000 houses. I would imagine that's quite a few houses, isn't it? That's a lot of acreage. Okay, yeah, it's been like a long process, and still, yeah, seeing a bunch of stuff tore down and ripped up and gone over, and then other new stuff being popped up and probably destroyed a lot of nice scenic stuff too. Yeah, like some beautiful property, beautiful land probably just turned into like a suburban, you know, a suburban copycat, like the dime a dozen looking place. That's, that's how life goes, isn't it? I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I guess when I was talking about red snapper, because I'm thinking when they had to go, well, no, I think right now their time it still wouldn't be too late, but it's probably nighttime or evening going on for them. Because the other day they were in this chat and it was sometime like this midday. And when he left, he was like, I'm heading to the pub. Now I realized there's a little bit of time difference. He's probably, they're probably like 3 or 4, he's probably 3 or 4 hours ahead. The power grid went in in 5 years ago. They plow under the gopher turtle. Gopher turtle. Huh. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. I just heard one of the puppies, but they're okay. That's something I got to be geared up for. Oh, okay. It was all open cow land, like pasture, bunch of green grass and stuff. Okay. A lot of open space then. It wasn't like, so not a lot of, it wasn't like a bunch of woods and stuff just cut down for, to, or something. But still, which that makes sense because you said it was a farmer. Most people farming nowadays are barely getting by. A lot of people, you know, uh oh. Okay. I was looking outside the window. There's a house that is across the street from the trailer park, and they got a dog that's got a fence. And for a second, I thought the dog was on the. It looked like it was on the outside of the fence, but it ain't. Because if it was, I was gonna go. I was gonna probably end the stream and go try to let the neighbors know that their dog was had gotten out. They tore up the 300-year-old oak trees. Oh, okay. Well, then that's like a big deal. I don't know, man. It's like a mankind has gotten. We've gotten. Most humans and the humankind has really gotten away from the old ways. Being connected to the earth and nature and stuff. There should be a way we should be able to incorporate living among, like not having to tear the stuff down. But I don't know. Oh, high risers. Oh, I meant to ask you. Sorry that we haven't connected yet, like talking. But well, there ain't no reason to be sorry. I got a way to get in touch, and you got a way to get in touch. And when the time, I always figure when the time aligns, it's the time that there will be a day that the time will be just right, and we'll be able to talk. Like shoot the shit. But what I was going to say is, I was going to ask you, when's the last? I remember the first time you came into a chat. I think it was the first time, and you were like talking about you had ate some shroomage that day. I think it was something that you had picked yourself, though, if I remember correctly. It's either that or no. I think you were on something. Anyway, I was just high risers ain't. I'm enjoying being on here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer because might be somebody show up. My battery's at 65. I figured, as long as you're here for right now and we're just hanging out, I think it's yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if because we talked about it briefly. I like how the sun's making things look through the window. It's kind of like a weird, kind of a glow. Things have kind of changed here a little bit. I think I don't know how to. Trying to figure out if I can get it a little better. Nah, it'll be all right. If I could put something right there, like a Yeah, like I remember that day you talking about that, and I was talking about it had been a while for me, but I think I mean I did have last year around my birthday and Christmas. I had a chocolate bar that was actual psilocybin. Uh, Somebody had sent me some stuff for my birthday and Christmas, like, and it all came in like. So I enjoyed. I ate probably half that bar that day that it came in the package, and then then I saved the rest of it and ate the rest of it on my birthday. Which, in retrospect, I wish I had just saved the whole thing and ate it all at once in one day, or ate it all that day that I got it and opened it up. Like, because I had a pretty good intense time with what I did eat that day, but what I saved for a few days later, it didn't. It was a little bit less than half. So, because I ate about three quarters of it and saved only about a quarter of it, and that didn't give you know. What about alcohol? What are you drinking right now? I was thinking you were saying you never had, or no? Did you say the other day? The last time I remember you being in the chat, I think you were having a Long Island. That's what you said. But you was also saying you don't drink a lot either. I don't think. Hell, I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember, brother. Oh, yeah, because like the only thing I have to do. Let's see. Well, the only thing that I know I have to do. Okay, yeah, that day that you were talking about the Long Island, and then well, crap. I'm trying to figure this out here. Well, anyway, I'm trying to make this where I can get the light just right, but there ain't nothing wrong with that though. It makes it look like I got a glow to me, don't it? Yeah, Long Island iced tea. That's what I remember. Well, because I was talking about, I think that day you were talking about that. I was talking about how I am. If I remember correctly, that's when I was talking about that I had just kind of finished up, or I just started back on my first day or two of like not drinking again because I had went through a right around my birthday for about from my birthday was on the 30th of December going into the first week of January. I had like a 5 or 6 day where every day I was treating myself pretty shitty. Like but what? Yeah. So I think that's what brought it all up that day. I was talking about that. I was working on being abstinent from it because I had it had got out of hand for me. Like I was getting up every day and wanting to avoid getting up. Yeah, like well, like I don't. I've done pretty good over the past few years. Like I'll go like a long time, but there was something I couldn't explain it. I couldn't tell you why all of a sudden it clicked, and then there for so many days, every day I just didn't want to go through the day, and about all I would do is I'd get up. I might make a video, get it uploaded, but then I was gone to the store, back over here, and sometimes twice to the store. Like later that evening. I was avoiding reality basically. And it wasn't like, but we live and learn. But I was telling Red Snapper that yesterday I had a few dollars and I went and bought a couple. I bought 324s yesterday, and I had not had any for over. It had been 16, 17 days. I had none, and I happened to have some money left over yesterday, and for some reason, I don't know. I was feeling kind of. It wasn't the right thing to do because it ended up I got sick. Like after, like when I went and got those, came back. I went live and there was a couple people in the chat and everything, and but then after I got off the live and everything, I finished up. I was on the third one, and at some point I got a little sick. I got sick though because at some point I realized I hadn't ate. Like I hadn't ate, and I went over there. Normally that wouldn't have been a lot, but like it was like a heavy. It was a high content, and it was a real. It was like the. I don't really like that, but it's about the cheapest thing I could get, you know. No, I'm not beating myself up. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I ended up getting sick and didn't feel good. And then I passed out and woke up later in the night and was like, you know, because I wondered when I made the decision yesterday, I thought to myself, it went through my head and said, you remember the last time that you drank, you got sick. But it's because I was... But when you don't put you ain't got nothing on your stomach, and then you just, it was all that nastiness. Well, like, I'm not beating myself up. It's just, I think it's, if, for me, I'm just being open, and I'm getting it out there in the open. I figure that's something that I've shared with people on the channel, you know, is that, all right, you're going to roll one. Roll one then. I done smoked this whole thing. I got another one in there that I might spark up in a minute. Matter of fact, I might do that. Like when you say you've gotten yours going, I might. I don't know. I was going to save it. Like a lot of times I can, but I got a few dollars. Like if I decided I won't. I mean, I still got a few dollars, so I'm not like completely. I went out today. I went out and held my sign and was blessed. So I got me 2 pre-rolls. But I'm thinking ahead because I'm supposed to get paid tomorrow. But if in case I don't, that's the reason I went out. I was like, you know, because see, I called Friday, and I had I do a prepaid electric, and on Friday I had $58. Well, sometimes I eat too much, but that particular moment in time that I was talking about, during that 5 or 6 days of like right from my birthday up till whenever I quit, the last few days, I went almost like 2 days without eating, and just basically, like one day I ate a little bit, but it was like late in the day after I'd done drinking and everything. I was getting up every day and starting the day off boozing, and then sometimes forgetting, like not even thinking about eating. And then like by the time I thought about it, it'd be the next day. So that's when I knew, when I had went like a whole 24 hours and not really ate and got sick because I put that on my stomach like that, that's when I realized I was like, I needed to I needed to put the brakes on. But yeah. And then, I wondered yesterday is if me doing that would trigger me to want to keep, because I was like, man, payday's coming this week, and I hope I didn't just make, but it doesn't matter. Like, I don't have to have money in my pocket to want to do that. Like, because if I get to wanting to do something, I'm going to figure out a way to get it done. And that's the way it goes. I get out and see what happens sometimes, and it happens, but I do know, I'm gonna have to try to get the other dog. Here's a mama dog. Ain't the little big girl. You taking a break for your babies? Yeah. Hey, my baby. That something's gonna keep me on my toes here soon. The puppies don't have their eyes open yet, but I'm suspecting by the end of this week they'll have their eyes open, and then that will mean between this weekend and next weekend they'll start moving around a little bit. Like once they open their eyes, they'll start kind of moving around. They won't. It'll be about another. It'll take another about the third week, but that's coming up fast. So I gotta, and I have yet to figure out. I'm debating on there's a space back here that I might block off and put them in once they start moving around. Like during the day, I've got an old door, like I can lay it on its side and it'd block off. And then I can put up something where the closet is over. I can put something to block that off, and they'd just be right there in that area. And then, like in the mornings, I can get up and I could move them out of that area, either to outside if it's warm enough, or into the living room, and clean up after them, and then put them back in there, like leave them in there. So, oh, you get you some baby you eat. And my baby right there. But yeah, the other dog, I'm hoping. Let's see, I might get paid tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to. I probably won't be able to get the dog over to the vet tomorrow. But what I'm going to try to do is, if my money hits, I'm going to take care of what I got to, which is put money on my electric, pay my phone bill, stuff like that, and then plus I'm going to try to get some shoes. I need some shoes. I'm going to try to get some shoes, but I'm hoping that Betty will be able to give me a ride. She's got a van now. That's my neighbor, and hopefully my money hits. If she gives me a ride, then I should be able to go get some shoes and some groceries and all that. But I figured I might be able to go over to the vet and see what I need to bring in there to see what all is required for me to get sign up for the program that makes if I have the dog fixed, it would be cheap. Like it wouldn't be free, but it would it would make it a discount for me. Like instead of say $150, $200, it's maybe 40 or $50, which I can swing if I can get that done. But I also have to, she has to have a first office visit though. Like this vet that I'm talking about, they're going to want to see her, look at her, and do some tests. That's what I was told, especially if it's a female dog. They're going to want to do an ultrasound. Like they're going to make sure that she's got all her shots, probably draw some blood, and then they want to do an ultrasound to make sure there's nothing wrong with her inside. I'll be right back. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I had to get up. I got a Charlie horse. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Whoa, I'm about busting my butt right there. Well, he's a regular vet, but in Alabama they have a thing that if, like, when people go to get their tags for their cars, they can opt in to pay a certain fee for a special license plate that on it, it'll say that it's a special license plate that costs them a little more, but that money goes into a fund for people that are on disability or food stamps and they have animals that need to be spayed or neutered. And then it'd be up to each different vet. Like, it just so happens that the vet that is nearby here, there's a couple people have told me that's who they use, and he's part of that program. Like, not all the vets are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it would entail me, I just need to know what, like, I probably have to take, I've got a couple of letters, that I just got that you get at the turn of the year. Like I got a letter, towards the end of December telling me what the increase on my paycheck would be. And then I just got another letter showing the amount that they paid out last year, like the total amount. So I got to take him, show them that I'm on a fixed income. Like, I'm on Medicare and I draw a disability, and I should be able to sign up for that and get, so really I'm on a crunch time because this other dog, you seen her the other day. She's probably a month or two away. She could probably, the only reason I said I think she probably has another month or two is that I'm thinking around the time that it turns spring would be when her first cycle might start. And so if I can try to get her taken care of this coming in the next week or two after I get paid, if I can at least get her seen and get the test done, and then they say, yeah, we'll fix her, and then go from there. And there's a place in Chattanooga too, that's a clinic like you're talking about. And I think it costs something, but it's really cheap. It's like, because it's a clinic, like it makes it affordable for people that are on very low income or, don't even have income, but they have an animal that, now, of course, Chattanooga is like an hour or better drive. Yeah. So, that's the main thing that I've been thinking about, is that other than my normal things that I normally would do, which is, put money on my electric and stuff like that. I got to pay on the water bill over at my neighbor's. I want to double up on that. Like, there was some owed from last month. I want to pay that, and then pay a certain amount over. So because the other bill won't be in yet. Alabama is number one for dogs, homeless dogs. What, for stray dogs? Or like help for stuff like that? I was looking it up the other day. It's just making me think more about it because, once, like me calling around right now, although I could be getting prepped and find out, but like, I just was going to wait till, like, once I know, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, out here where we live, there's all kinds of stray dogs around here. There's like where I live at is notorious for people dropping. I don't know how many different dogs have been dropped off near here or right in front of the trailer park over the years I've lived here, and or the way we ended up with several of the stray dogs that are around here now is from someone that lived here in this trailer park, and they had a dog that had a litter of puppies, and they all grew up, and the people didn't really get them used to other people or going outside and stuff, so they made messes in the trailer, and they're skittish. So then when those people got kicked out of the trailer park, you had all those dogs left here, and several of them got killed. One got hit by a car. Two of them got shot because they had killed the goat over here. Somebody had across the road here that owns their own property and stuff. Somebody had just gave them a goat, baby goat, and two of these dogs that were strays had gone over there. They had a camera that so they had came over here and made sure they wanted to know if these certain dogs belonged to anybody, and they were trying to make sure they didn't shoot nobody actual pet, but they actually did a service. I hate that it had to happen, but that was them dogs were a nuisance. They would bark at people when they'd come into the trailer park, and they were there was a couple of them that were aggressive towards people, so that wasn't cool. Matter of fact, one of the ones that killed the goat was one that was like not very nice with people. Oh. Let's see. Oh, did you ever get yours rolled? Oh. What you doing, old butterbutt? What you doing, butterbutt? Huh? I call her butterbutt sometimes. Oh, butterbutt or butthead. Her mama was butthead, so I call her little butt. She took over the butthead. She's a big old butthead now, ain't she? She loves me. Think I'll put that out. I'm doing pretty good. I already smoked that other one. I don't want to waste it. I'm rather kind of hyper feeling. Okay, you got it, Bernie. Well, I took several good ones off that, but I'm kind of like we've been talking. I've been chatting it up. You're keeping up. You're mentioning stuff. You're coming back with questions or backing up things that we're talking about with information, and I really appreciate that. It's showing we got somebody watching us. I don't know if they want to chat or not, but I figured, the glow kind of went away. I guess because the sun at that moment was coming through right a certain way through the glass, and then it was kind of coming through this thing here. Okay, we disconnected there for a second, and that might happen. This happened a while back. I was on a stream that was about this long. We started to approach. It seems like when I get about 2 hours, it resets the timer. Like it'll sometimes act like it disconnected, then it'll reconnect, and you'll still be here, and I'll still see the people watching. But it'll like have a new timer, like it'll go back to 0 for me. And I don't know if that's because it's on a mobile. Like it didn't. The first time it ever happened, I thought there was something that I had done something wrong, and we were. But It's happened twice now, so I'm just assuming that when I approach getting to the 2 hour mark, uh, sometimes there'll be a glitch, or it'll disconnect for a second, reset the timer, and come back on. So I don't understand why it wouldn't do that. Why it would do that? I don't know if that means that it goes up as two different streams or not. But yeah, I'm up in more of the top of Alabama. Like towards, because we're like I said, we can get to. Matter of fact, if you go out to the 75 out here, and then you head like, I don't know how many miles, when you take a left, you eventually you're not far from Georgia line, and then you cross, you go over to the interstate. You can get to Chattanooga, which is Tennessee, within like about an hour, and it depends on where you're at going to in Chattanooga, but a little over an hour. So we're kind of like in like a pivot, like we can go and be somewhere, like I think Atlanta ain't but a few hours drive. So you could go to Atlanta, or then Huntsville, Alabama is like an hour and 20, it's about an hour, 15, 20 minutes away. I'm just thinking about the bigger, like there's a couple of different options for bigger towns and cities to venture to. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm about to do here. It's 2:27. My intention, I had thought about what I was going to do is, which I don't really need to now, but I was going to come in to the trailer and eat something, which I already did. I did eat. And then I was going to I didn't know for sure I was going live, but I made something to eat, and then I went live. And but I had the intention of maybe going back outside to down there over by the stop sign. But I really don't have to do anything like that right now. So, uh, Highway 75, it's right. I mean, if you're talking about Highway 75 is right out front. That's like when I go out the trailer park, the stop sign that I go to stand and hold my sign is on 75. Like 75 runs from, like, it goes all the way to like Rainsville, pass through all the way, I think Albertville, and so on. But then if you're going, like when you go out to the stop sign and you take a left, you're going in the direction of Georgia. And then you get into like Trenton, Georgia is only about 30 minutes away. Trenton, which ain't a huge place, but it's a bigger town. Huh? What do you mean you've passed me? What, traveling through or something? Like coming up through, coming from Florida into Alabama, I guess. Okay. Well, if you were taking 75, if that's how you went, then you probably came right down through here, I imagine. Uh, I mean, I don't know, like, where you got on at, but I'm going to assume that's probably, I mean, I guess you come up from, okay. That's cool then. Yeah, I live by, like, uh, like everybody around here that grew up here knew the way I tell people where I live is I'm in a trailer park right behind the old skating rink, which is on 75. But now the old skate rink is that store that sells pizza and beer and sodas and sub sandwiches and stuff. They bought that building, mate. But so I'm oh, okay. Yeah, and then 75, it kind of just comes, it just, yeah, that's pretty cool. How far up does it go? I had never thought about it. Because somebody the other day was asking me, I was talking about the interstate that's near here, and they had looked it up and figured it out, and I didn't even know. They were like, what are you talking about? I-59 or something like that, I think. I think the interstate is 59 that we're close to. Florida Turnpike. Oh, that's where like oh, okay. Oh, okay. It goes all the way up to okay. Yeah, like I'm a few years ago, a friend of mine that drove a truck had looked up where I was at, and because I was offering for him to come here and live, like he didn't have, he was just staying in the truck, but he was driving. He had the, like I was gonna let him come and get the spare bedroom, but he wanted to stay on the road for a while before he did that, saving some money. But he looked up where I was at and was trying to see where he would park the truck, if he would be able to get it in here, or what it would have to do about that. Like when he would, like if he had done that and had to come in, like on his days when he took some downtime, he wanted to make sure he was already looking up the. And then sometimes he'd be dropping loads or picking loads up somewhere in Alabama and coming pretty close. Yeah, that's what I thought you was talking about, the turnpike. Like it's a fee, like they charge you for you go through that toll booth. Sorry, I'm checking my. See. But yeah, I'll see here in another minute or two. It's this live stream's been going for an hour and 58 minutes, so I'll see in a couple. Well, it's almost got about a minute. Oh, $12. I've only been through a few places in my life that I remember dealing with like a tow thing. And I want to say that was probably, I'm thinking maybe I went through some kind of thing like that on my way to New Orleans and stuff back years ago. And then I'm trying to think where else. Probably somewhere up north. You know what I mean? Like passing some, I remember going somewhere at some point up north or wherever. You have a pain doctor? Oh, I had to get up for a second. Oh, whoa, man. Oh, I had to stretch. But actually, it's good for me to be sitting up. A lot of times I'm laying down, like, or like I sitting on the edge of my bed causes more problems sometimes. Like sitting in this chair, I'm more like level, like because my bed is up a little higher. So sometimes when I'm sitting there, my my uh, my thighs are like hanging on it, and it'll cause like discomfort. Oh, okay. Man. Okay, it didn't do what I was thinking. It ain't reset yet. But I think that's what it did just a minute ago. Goodness gracious. I got steel in my back, there's 5 incisions where I had like 2 lumbar, it was one was completely almost disintegrated, and that's why they had to do it pretty much right away. Like, I wish I had thought about it before I just went with whoever they had do it, because I've had problems ever since. And at some point, I was told that some of the issues I'm having is because apparently one of the screws or something in there it didn't take right to the bone or something. So it's causing discomfort and problems. And I think that's probably why I have all these cysts pop up over the past couple of years. For about 2 years now, I've had at least 2 pop up within a year. I think 3 in 1 year. Like 3 different times I had to have my back cut on, lanced. And like one of the spots that it swells up and pockets form is right around one of the places that the scars are. Like, it's like, which the doctor says they think it's a combination of the old surgery plus I have arthritis, and I have it pretty bad in my back and I know I have it in my feet, but like they were saying, it's like some of these cysts are also a result of like the arthritis and the wear and tear on wherever that certain area where the part of the surgery was done. I think it's gonna. It'll probably be something I'll have to deal with on and off over like a lot of times after he cuts them out and it heals up, I won't have no problem for like 3 or 4 months, and then all of a sudden another lump will come up. Yeah, you could say I'm broken. I've got and I had a broken kneecap before my back was ever operated on. I got a big old scar on that, and that's like when you were talking the other day when we were talking about the puppies, like, and you were saying how old, being you're too old or you couldn't handle it right now. Like, I'm in the same boat and kind of, but I just don't have much choice there. She's already had them, and I got to figure out, you know what I mean? I'm going to just have to deal with it for a few weeks until I can get rid of them. Like, that being said, oh, okay. Well, like he's saying, I guess it forms a cyst because there's a deep down infection, and then that's where he goes in. Like when he's cutting, he's having to get in there and cut. He's cutting down deep and and then it heals up, and nothing happened for a long time. But like right where the cyst forms, they always form in the same spot. And I think if you put your hand right on that spot and I move my back like this, if I go like this, you'll feel it. You feel it go. Your hands are full. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like right in the spot that the cysts pop up, when they're in a cyst, like if you put your hand on that spot, like if I had you touch it, when I move my back, you would feel the grain, like it's like a grainy, like granularly, like you feel it popping and cracking in there. And I think that's probably the spot that they were talking about. Something wasn't. So that would make sense that the cyst would be formed. Like, you know what I mean? If you have, if it's a combination of arthritis mixed with that area where the surgery was, and let's say that's what they were telling me about a few years ago. It was an emergency room visit, but they were the ones that told me something didn't look right in there and I needed to keep an eye on it. Like I needed to have somebody monitor it. Like something wasn't working just right from the surgery. And so I just figure that's part of it. It's like or it might be where I've laid in in a certain area on my bed for too long. You burnt. You feeling good, huh? Well, I got a pretty decent feeling, chatting with you. Like I'm so kind of like, I kind of feel uppity right now. Like that's why I put mine out. Like I had noticed I'd smoked that other one through the first half of the live, and I was like, then I fired that one up, and I'm like I feel like I'm as buzzed as I'm gonna get from that for right now. Like I'm on. It'll do me better here another say when I end the stream, and because I got to make that phone call. I'll probably end here. We'll probably wrap this up here in the next 10 or 15 minutes, and something around there is what I'm thinking. Oh, you haven't smoked in a while. Well, see, I've been partaking pretty regularly for the past. I mean, I used to give myself. Used to have like at least a small period of like usually that last stretch of the month before my next paycheck. A lot of times I'd be dry, but sometimes I get a certain quantity. If I can get a certain quantity at the beginning of the month, a lot of times it'll last me till almost the end of the month, and I haven't had a lot of days where I went without. So it's like but before that, I like used to at least about once a week or 1 week out of every month, I would probably not smoke. And that would usually be like that stretch waiting for my paycheck. Like I'd finally run broke and just didn't have any more smoke, and there'd be about like a week stretch. And it was always good for me. Like, cause I keep telling myself I need to take a little break. Like, every once in a while it's good to do that. Like, even if it's just 2 or 3 days of like say, because like, it seems like no matter how good it is, like I still just kind of get the same, you know how that is. If you're doing it all the time, all it does is just make you feel normal. Or you get used to that feeling, and it just gets you to that feeling. So, but it helps. I enjoy it. But, that's cool. I wonder. So you've been up this road. Yeah. Sometimes there've been a few times I've went over to Trenton. They used to have a grocery store over there that's got good prices. But now, from what I understand, there's the same type of grocery store. They got one down in the nearby town. And so everybody's going there now. But we had a neighbor that would drive all the way to Trenton every month when they'd get their food stamps. Because I think in Georgia, they don't have any food, tax on food either. But it wouldn't matter because food stamps, it don't add the tax to it. But like that's where they go to that grocery store and buy like a huge amount. But like I never could find that great. Like when we drive over there, the couple of times I went, I didn't see that much of a bigger, like I wasn't finding such great deals that it was worth going 30 minutes with it. Like there wasn't a whole lot of other stuff in Trenton that I really wanted to go do other than that grocery store. There was a smoke shop I stopped at one time there. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I guess I'm going to get off here. I'm going to try to figure out. I need to make that phone call and tell them I need to cancel tomorrow's appointment. And so that's what I'm going to do. When we wrap this up, I'm going to call them here in just a few minutes because it's still like 2:46. It's still early. But like as soon as I end this, I'm going to call, get that done. Then I need to put the phone on charge. Then I might go see what Betty and them's doing for a minute because I want to talk to her about if she's home. I don't know if she's home right now, but I want to discuss with her that if my money hits tomorrow, see if she might be able to give me I want to make her aware that I could get paid tomorrow. It's not a guarantee, but if I do, I want to try to see if she'll be the one to give me a ride and stuff, do what I got to do. So I'm just thinking about what I need to do. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up from now. You never know. I might decide to come back on here later. Although here lately, I'm finding myself get pretty tired. Like after it's dark, I've been wanting to do more live streams in the evening. And I did do one recently in the evening. Like I started about 4 o'clock or something, and we went to about 6 or something. I want to try to get in a few live streams that are more like in the afternoons or evenings. But I just kind of like winging it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times I just go live because I'm got a lot of anxiousness and stuff, and it's nice to talk to people. But yeah, so yeah, and I pray that you have a great rest of the day if I don't hear from you or don't go back live or anything. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. Over and out. Ditto.